There's a kind of silence that isn't peaceful. It's not the quiet of calm. It's the silence of being forgotten by others, and sometimes by yourself. You wake up tired. You move through the day like you're watching someone else living. People see you, but they don't see you. You laugh when expected, nod when required, but inside it's just echoes. You weren't always like this. There was a time when you felt fire, ambition, curiosity, hope. But now it's like those parts of you moved out and left behind a shell. You scroll, you snack, you fake smiles, you get through. But there's no spark, just static. This isn't depression, you tell yourself. This is just life. But deep down, you know, this isn't living, it's surviving. And that quiet voice inside you, the one you've been ignoring, it's still there, small but stubborn. It says, you're still in there. Get up, because that silence inside is starting to scream. Procrastination wears many masks. I'm just tired. I'll start tomorrow. I need the perfect moment. But deep down, you know it's fear. Fear of failing, fear of not being good enough, fear that if you try, you'll prove your worst thoughts about yourself. So you wait, you plan, you gather information, you tell yourself, I'm getting ready. But days pass, then weeks, then years. And the dream, that vision of who you could be, starts to feel like a fantasy. Something for other people, but not you. But you're not lazy. You're not broken. You're scared. And that's okay. Because fear doesn't mean stop. It means go carefully, with shaking hands, with a racing heart. But go. Procrastination is just a cage, and the key has always been in your hand. No one talks about how hard the beginning is. They show the after pictures, the muscles, the smiles, the glow up. But they skip the part where you walk into the gym, feeling like a fraud. Stand at the door, heart pounding. Everyone looks stronger, fitter, like they belong, and you don't. You feel every insecurity screaming, every excuse begging you to turn back, and still you step in. That moment right there isn't just bravery, it's war. Not against the weights, not against the treadmill, but against the version of you that said you'd never do this. Against the voice that said, who do you think you are? You lift something small, you sweat, you look awkward, but you keep going. And that's the secret. You don't start strong, you start scared. But every time you show up, you rewrite who you are. The first step isn't pretty, it's not viral, it's not comfortable, but it's the most powerful step you'll ever take. Because when you fight for yourself, you start to remember you're worth fighting for. You don't just eat to survive, you eat to feel, to soothe, to distract, to fill a space that movement, joy, and purpose once lived in. We say we're just hungry, but often we're tired, lonely, stressed, and disconnected. Food becomes comfort, but it's a comfort that numbs, not heals, gives you a high, and steals your energy, your clarity, and your power. And deep down, you know, this isn't fuel. It's a quiet way of giving up. But something shifts. You start to ask, what if I ate like I wanted to live? Not just exist, but live. So you begin. You trade the fast fixes for real food. Food that builds muscle, sharpens the mind, lifts your mood instead of crashing it. It's not punishment. It's not a diet. It's an act of respect. Every meal becomes a message. I care about me now. You still crave the old ways, but you're not that person anymore. You're rising, and you're feeding the version of you that's ready to take the world back. At first, nothing feels different. Still wake up tired. You still doubt yourself, but slowly something shifts. You walk a little taller. Your energy lasts longer. The voice that used to whisper you can't starts to say, keep going. The scale doesn't matter as much. The mirror becomes less of a judge and more of a witness to your fight, to your healing, to your return. You're not done, but you're no longer lost. The shadows are still there, but they don't own you. You face the silence. You've broken through the fear. You stood in war and fed yourself strength. You're not who you were. Because now you don't chase motivation. You are the motivation for your kids, for someone watching, for the version of you that almost gave up. You rose, you rebuilt. The world better make room because you're not fading again. You stepped into the light, and this time you're here to stay.